Hello beautiful people, you're welcome back again to my channel. Happy New Year to you all, and in today's video I'll be showing you how I made this beautiful corporate skirt using an African print patch fabric, also known as Ankara fabric. If this sounds like what you love, kindly watch to the end and don't forget to subscribe. Few months ago I made a video on how to make this patch fabric. Kindly check it out. I'll be leaving the link in the description box below. Let's get started. I'll be needing my patch fabric, lining, zipper, scissors, measuring tape, chalk, and pins. When I made this patch fabric, I was able to get about 2 yards, and from the 2 yards, I created an African map wall art. So this was what I had left. Now, coming to the skirt, I folded my fabric into two on the wrong side. I made use of my round hip measurement to determine how big or how wide I should fold the fabric. I also added about 2 to 3 inches to the actual hip measurement, and that will take care of the darts and the sewing allowance. At the top of the fabric, I marked out about half an inch. I made a straight line, then I cut it out because I wanted the fabric to be uniform there. But if you have a fabric that is uniform at the edge, you don't really need to do this. I'll be taking my vertical measurement from that top part. From my waist to my knee is about 22 inches, but I'll be marking 23 inches. Also note, this skirt has a band, and the width of the band is about 3.5 inches. So meaning 23 minus 3.5 is the length I have here. Okay, don't also forget the joining allowance. So I'm going to leave about half an inch on this skirt and also half an inch on the band for joining. For the horizontal measurements, I marked my round waist divided by 4. Then I added 1 inch for that and about 2 inches for seam allowance. From that top to my hip is about 6 inches, and that's because I'm going to be attaching a band to it. So from that part I marked the hip, I'll be taking my round hip measurement divided by 4, then I'll add extra seam allowance. Around the knee, I subtracted 1 inch from my original round hip measurement. Then I marked it. I also added the seam allowance. I'll be connecting the points with my pattern ruler. And when I'm done doing this, I will just be cutting it out. For the back panel, I also folded my fabric into two on the wrong side this way, but this time around is about 1.5 inches wider than the front panel. The reason for this is because I'll be attaching a zipper, and also the skirt will have a slit. When I was done doing that, I placed my front panel on top this way, and here is me just trying to confirm the extra 1.5 inch I added, then I cut it out. This is how it should look. So the next thing I went ahead to do was to grab my lining. It's the same, just that the lining is about 2 inches shorter than the original length of the skirt, because I don't want the lining to show at the bottom. In other words, I'm trying to hide the lining. So that was why I made it shorter. Remember I said from my waist to my knee is 22 inches and my fabric length is 23 inches. The lining is 21 inches. So when I add the two together, divide it by 2, I should arrive at 22 inches. Here is me cutting out the back panel of the skirt. For the darts, I marked 4 inches and 5 inches respectively from that folded edge. I also came down by 5 inches. I'll be making use of my pins to transfer the darts to the lining. So watch how I will do it. After putting the pins in those areas where I marked, I will just be using my chalk to mark out where the pins came out from. So doing it that way, it will be accurate. This is exactly what you also do for the back piece. But for the back piece, I have 1.5 inches that will serve as zipper allowance. So from that zipper part, I then took my measurement. Hope you guys understand. I deliberately placed this front panel on it so you won't get confused. So I use that front panel to create that line, because that is where all the measurements will be taken from. I know this part can be very confusing, but then it's easy, okay? So from that folded part, I just marked 1.5 inches. I created that line, which is my zipper allowance line. From that line, I marked 3 inches and 4 inches respectively. Note, for the front, I use 4 inches and 5 inches respectively. But this one, I'm using 3 and 4 inches respectively. Then I also came down by 5 inches. After which, I also transferred the dart. And because it's the back panel, I will just be opening it up, because that is how we are going to fix the zipper, and we'll also create the slit. I did this for the back lining as well. When I was done cutting out all the panels, I then went ahead to stitch. I did this off the camera. For the band of the skirt, I just grabbed my fabric again. I folded it into two. I said the width of the band is 3.5 inches. But if you are folding it, you will fold with an extra half an inch for joining, such that after joining, you will still maintain your 3.5 inches. The back panel band is longer than the front panel band, and the back panel will be cut into 2 equal parts. I went ahead to attach my gum stay to these strips with my hot iron because I wanted it to be stable. If you look at the band closely, you will see that it's folded into 2 on the right side, meaning it's 3.5 inches on fold. So that was the band for the front panel of the skirt. And for the back panel, I will be doing almost the same thing, except that it will be longer and it will be 2 pieces. Hope you guys understand. So when I was done doing all the cuttings, I then attached each to each of the panels of the skirt. In another video, I'll be showing you how I attached my zipper to the skirt. It's now time to transfer the original measurement to the skirt because it's time to join the two. I just use my pins to hold the front and the back panels together this way. Don't forget, I had already attached my zipper. So here is me just transferring my original measurements, and I just use my free hand to connect those marks. As you can see, the skirt is almost ready. This was so easy to make. So if you are hearing corporate skirts, pencil skirts, it's not difficult at all. Here is me using my hand needle and thread to tack the slit. The length of the slit is about 5 inches. You can make use of 4 inches, you can make use of 6 inches. It's totally okay. Guys, this is the final look. Very easy, and this really came out nice. You see, the patch nature is giving it this extra vibe. I don't know if you get, meaning you can wear any color of top to go with this skirt. Is really beautiful. I love everything about it. So I really made use of my 2 years well, and the effort I put into the patch fabric is not really wasted. Wow, so beautiful. If this tutorial has been helpful, kindly give it a thumbs up And if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. See you all in my next one. Bye.